Hi everyone, hope you all are doing great. But if you aren't already, then I'm sure you will feel positive, energetic, and motivated after watching this interview. Because today we have a personality with us who can change your life for the better. He's not only the author of a best-selling book the book name is Workmanship and Winning. But he's also a corporate stalwart whose career spanned over 2 decades. He has worked in several leadership positions throughout his career. So the name of the author is Mr. Satyajit Senapati. And as I have told you before, the book name is uh, Workmanship and Winning. And Mr. Satyajit Senapati sir is also the founder and CEO of Focused Minds. So the book was published in February 2022, and within weeks of its publication, it performed exceptionally well and became the Amazon #1 bestseller in the self-help category, self-help for the workplace category. So let's hear more from him. Dear Satyajit sir, a warm welcome to you. This interview is really special for me. This interview.
Thank you, Saurabh. Thank you for inviting me to your show.
It's completely my pleasure, sir. So, sir, I thank you from the bottom of my heart for agreeing to be a part of this interview and giving you valuable time. So, sir, before we start on how this book started, I mean, how you began to write this book, please tell me about yourself and your journey that resulted in this extremely insightful and valuable book.
Right. I think most of the introduction you have already done. I have been in the corporate for about close to 2 decades now, and have held various leadership positions. And very recently, I started my own journey with my startup. The thing is, over a period of time, right, when I met various people, be it my team members, my peers, my bosses, my managers, sometimes when we informally meet, we all start cribbing about our jobs, right? And I often wondered that why is that happening. So initially I used to think that I'm the only one who used to crib, but later I figured out that everybody else is unhappy. So that made me think, why are we all unhappy at work? Or for the larger chunk of people who are not very engaged, not very fulfilled at work. And I set out to understand. So for most of them, what happens is, the two solutions that people can think of is either entrepreneurship, that let's do something of my own that will give me happiness, and the second one is a job change. So if somebody is frustrated at one company, then he thinks that, yeah, let me change a job and everything will be all right. The thing is, entrepreneurship is not for everybody, because sometimes, you don't have the idea, you don't have a team. Then sometimes, it's very difficult to give up the comforts of a salary. And there could be, family responsibilities also, those kind of things. So entrepreneurship is not for everybody. So that leaves out the next option, which is like, finding another job. So finding a job will help you in temporary phase, right? So there has to be certain things which has to be done internally within ourselves, so that we are more engaged at work and more fulfilled at work. And that's what formed the basis of writing this book. So if you look at the book, the tagline, right? So the tagline is practical hacks to living and engaging and fulfilling corporate life. So that's essentially, the basis from where it all started.
Sir, my next question is, how long did it take you to write the book?
Okay, so I have been, so as I mentioned, right, so this was more of a discovery, right? So I thought, let me first discover it myself, what it takes to be good at work, to be more professional, to be more engaged, to be more fulfilled at work. So I have been doing, whatever research I could, talking to people, floating surveys, focus group discussions, informal talks. I've been doing that for quite some time. In fact, I have done this for about last 4 to 5 years. I have been working on the material for this book. But the real writing of this book, chapter wise, when it started taking shape, that took me about 5 to 6 months of time.
Wow, 5 to 6 months is a record time indeed. Sir, you are
Yeah,
also
actually,
the
a lot of people tell me that, how could I write? Because I think one of the reasons is because I had done the lot of pre-work, and I had all the material available with me. It was only, creating that narrative, that way in which I wanted to present the structure of the book. That is what it was requiring. And when I had that, when it clicked for me, it was only, I was writing down at full speed.
Sir, you're also the founder and CEO of Focused Minds. So please tell us something about your startup and how you managed your time so efficiently to write the book while taking care of the operations of the startup as well.
Yes. So this book is in the career space, in the workplace space, and my startup is also on the same lines. What it does is it helps people, students as well as professional, prepare for their job changes. Okay, prepare for mentorships. So some of the services that we provide are mock interviews, mentorship programs, workshops, right? So what it does is it helps students and professionals to prepare better in whatever they want to do. So for example, people want to do well in their career, right? So there are mentorship programs available. I personally do a lot of mentorships, where professionals actually are enrolled with me as mentees. And we also do mock interviews with industry people coming and taking these interviews in a virtual environment. So the startup is at a very early stage, and as you mentioned, right, there is a lot of work that was required to set it up, and that's also going on in parallel. But the thing that actually helped me is because the startup as well as the book, both of them are in the same space, right? So I could leverage my learning of last 5 to 6 years in basically translating it into something worthwhile. So the book actually got into the light much faster than the startup. The startup is actually now picking up, and hopefully I'll see more traction in the startup as well.
Sir, could you please speak about some challenges you faced while condensing so much information and insights into this 193-page book?
Yes. So, I when I wrote this book, okay, I had this in mind that this should be a book which can be read by business professionals, corporate professionals, as well as students who are aspiring to join the corporate workforce. So naturally, the language has to be very fluid. The narrative has to be simple, and at the same time, the examples I have cited, they must be relevant to people so that they can relate to it. That was a challenge, because what happens is when you are writing such a book, your structure is the key. It is not a story, right? That you will have characters and you will have plots, and there is some narrative going on that you can that the reader will start visualizing. This is more about learning various aspects in your corporate career, how to fine tune them, how to go forward, right? So which is where the cracking the narrative was the most difficult part in writing of this particular book. And of course, as I started writing, as I grew up in the, so my book has got 3 phases. It's got an apprentice phase, which is for early years professionals. Then there is a master craftsman phase, which is for the mid level professionals. And then there is a leadership phase, which is you know uh, the last phase in the corporate career. So when I was writing, of course, writing the early stage was much easier than writing for the leaders, because there is unlimited information that you can get in various forms in books and all. So I wanted to present something different, and which is why it was quite a challenge when I was writing chapters, sections across the different levels.
Sir, how did you come up with the three-step ladder framework, which is so practical and relevant for contemporary professionals? Because it's so your own creation. I mean, as
Yes,
leadership gurus, and we have seen the frameworks of many, I mean, in the Western countries. So it's like
right.
your baby, it's your, I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. I think it is not just the three-step ladder approach which I have taken. There are lot many things in this book which are, which are very framework driven and which are very easily relatable. I mean, somebody would read and say, okay, this I knew, but this is the structure. This is how I can now apply. So that's how the book has been written. See, most of the books that I have read, or you would have read also, or your audience would have read, they focus on only one aspect of the corporate journey. So some of them are focused on managers, some of them are focused on leaders. In fact, leadership books are, there are many leadership books. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to lay the foundation from the very beginning. Now, when you have this book, you will have a complete view of the corporate career, how it unfolds, right? It's not just about which phase you are. It is about the phase which has gone by and the phase which can come for you, right? When you look and read in this book, you will. So if you are in, let's say, master craftsman phase, you will look back and see, okay, my entry level years were not like this. They should have been, like this. So can I still make changes? Those are the things that came to my mind. So which is why I thought that I should provide a complete 9 yards view, so that the awareness is there, right? And that is why I wrote this sort of a structure where I'm talking about. And then the other thing is, it is not just true for corporate jobs. This ladder, this three-step ladder, is common across any job profile you can look at. When you start, you are in the early years, and then in the middle, there is a team, and then there are people above you, and then when you are at the top, there are different expectations from you. So it is the same structure which can be replicated across any profession. It's just not has to be corporate job.
Thank you very much, sir. So it's the last question now. Uh, I mean, we all know that the book has just begun its journey. So, but
Yes.
what's the most encouraging thing, the best thing you have heard so far after publication of this book?
I think I'll point out two incidents which happened. Okay, so there is a school teacher in Delhi. Okay, in the Delhi area, she works in a private school, and she actually figured out. She got my book, maybe from Amazon or something. Then she read the book, and she was very influenced or inspired from the book, and she was just having her upcoming leadership review, and she got promoted. Okay, so she went into the LinkedIn and she found out my phone number, and she sent me WhatsApp messages stating that this book came to her at the right time, and it has enlightened her in her career, and she was able to make the move to the next level because of the learnings and teachings that she could gather from this book. So I just said, thank you very much. I am very humbled. The credit of this promotion is for you. The book, I am just happy that the book was instrumental and it helped you bring clarity to your thoughts. But the credit of the promotion is with her. And, that's something I was very, very happy because, when I wrote this book, I had corporate guys in mind. Okay. But here there is this teacher, school teacher, who read this and who could apply it in her life, and then it could change something for her. That was very heartening. Okay, because I really didn't expect it to happen that way. And that's when it made me realize that this book is actually applicable to all kinds of people. It's not just a corporate job that will, corporate professional who will benefit from this book. This can be benefited by professionals from any kind of profession, not just corporate professional. The second incident is even more different. So I have a friend, and he has a kid who is in class ninth. So due to some reason I don't know, but this kid was little shy, so he never used to open up. And when I gifted my book to my friend, so this kid, he picked up the book and he read things from there. Okay. And he has taken a few things from this book, for example, elevator pitch and all these kind of things. And he's actually modified it to help him break that shackles and, be more forthcoming when he's going out. And he's seen results. And my friend told me that, that my son considers me as a hero. So that was a very, very rewarding and very, very very satisfying feedback that I got from the book. Apart from that, I think I have got very good reviews on Amazon. Okay. And people, professionals keep coming back and telling me that, this book they have read and reread. It's like a guidebook for them. So I think, whatever little effort I have put in bringing this out, it is a very honest effort and it is bearing its result. And as you rightly said, Saurav, this book has begun its journey. Becoming a bestseller, or that is fine. I mean, it happened. One can never plan for it. But I think the real reward is when your readers read it and they apply it and they are benefited from it. They don't need to come back and tell me. If they come back and tell me, it's great. But what is most important is when they read it and it makes a difference in their lives. That's when, I feel that the purpose of the book is met.
Really, sir, really. I'm just halfway through this book. I've not completed it, but I'm sure the takeaways and the learnings that I have been phenomenal. And as you told that the introverted kid could break out from his shackles, from its cocoon,
Right.
and become more forthcoming. And I hope the same case happens with all the introverts out there, and this book will be a gift for them. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time. And I would urge each and every viewers who want to succeed in their professional careers, or be it any field they're in, be it filmmaking or be it writing content uh, for startups or businesses, to read this book. So thank you for your precious time, sir, and most importantly, for writing this book and sharing your insights and ideas and gifts with the entire world. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Saurav. These are really kind words, and I'm thankful that you invited me over for your show. And I wish you all the very best and a huge success for this channel, for this YouTube channel that you're putting
Thank
up.
you very much, sir. And I hope this particular interview will be viewed and will be implemented. I mean, people who are watching this will implement and read this book to become a better version of themselves. Thank you very much, sir.
Right, absolutely. Thank you. Okay. Okay, તમે કોણ edit